Alright, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be doing an oil change on, not the Africa Twin, not the RPS Viper, but the X Pro right there. It's time to get rid of that brake-in oil. The user manual says ride it for 300 miles with the brake-in oil in it. I've done about 200 miles according to Strava. It's over about 5 hours, so I think it's time. We just want to get it out and see how the whole oil change process goes. Seems pretty easy. Takes like 1.5 quarts of oil, and it doesn't have a filter. It's got a strainer, so it should be pretty basic and straightforward. Let's get to it. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more X Pro content and future Africa Twin content, as well as the Land Cruiser and the plane, which is behind the truck up there. So it's all coming back to the channel. Just difficult with a full-time job, so subscribe and we'll get this whole thing, this whole YouTube thing as my full-time job. All right, let's get to it. Okay, so I realized that my oil pan went missing in our move up here. So I made my own little oil pan, and we're gonna, make that work. So I already cut the top off of a jug of mineral spirits, and that's gonna be my drain catch, my oil catch, and all the oil comes out of that bolt right there. Don't focus on my finger, but that bolt. And that's also where the filter lives. So let's get that off, and that should drain everything. Before I open that up, I forgot I have this thing. So it is an oil changing pump. All right, this thing gets attached to that, locks into place, and then I can actually siphon the oil out. So I'm gonna do that first, and then I'll switch to the bucket once most of the oil's out. All right, so I just took off the oil fill cover, and I'm going to put in the smallest straw that I have, and we're just gonna start sucking the oil out. See how much we can get out with this thing. That feels like the bottom. Okay, so we just finished siphoning a little under 1 liter, so about 1 quart into the siphon. Now I'm tilting the bike over, and we're gonna crack open this oil screen right there. So in the manual, it doesn't specify the torque specifications for that. Looking at DRZ forums, people generally put that screen at 16 foot-pounds or snug and tight. So that's the plan I'm going to take. Unless anybody has additional information, please comment below. That'll be good knowledge for everybody going forward, because I can't find it in the official manual. It just says replace the oil by emptying out the oil through the oil screen, and another bolt that does not exist on the engine. So kind of weird. All right, let's crack that open and see what we find. All right, one thing noting is that socket is a 24 millimeter socket. So if you don't have it, you'll need one. Luckily, I've got a bunch, but something to know. All right, let's see. Well, that was very, very light on there. So won't be torquing that down a whole lot. Let me put it back on. It's pretty easy to get off. We're just gonna hold that there for a second. Don't drop anything. All right. So, empty that out. So, there's a spring in there. Make sure you capture that. Don't lose it. Don't get it dirty. We're gonna let that drain for a little bit, but not too bad. We got a lot of the oil out, so let's let that do its thing and come back in a couple minutes. All right, let's take out that screen. Let's see if we can actually get to it. Should be pretty easy. There we go. Just don't drop it. Be unfortunate. And there it is, just a little bit of gunk, but pretty straightforward. Let's see if I can grab this for you and show you. So that's the inside of the screen. A little bit of gunk right on the edge there. A little bit of cleaner and we'll get that back in. Sweet. All right, we got this thing cleaned off. I'm gonna just dip it in existing oil. Try not to make a mess. Try and capture everything. Throw that back in there the correct way it came out. Boom. That goes in like that. Everything without losing it. So if you know the torque specs, comment below. Everything's reassembled and snugged down. Now we are going to fill it back up with oil. So for a bit there, I was concerned about what type of oil to use in this thing, and then I remembered that these engines are generally found in all parts of the world. Sometimes there isn't good quality oil. So I picked up some SuperTech. Ooh, walking into my truck here. SuperTech 20W50 from Walmart. 2 quarts of this, cheap stuff, but pretty good probably for this thing. All right, 1 quart seems to have done it. I'm going to start it up, let it idle for a couple seconds. Make sure oil circulates around. Let it sit for a couple seconds and we'll check it again. Okay, let's see how this thing did. A little bit of cleaning. Check it again. The bottom, snug it down, check the oil level, and we will know if we have enough. I'm gonna add just a little bit. It's almost at the top, but it could use just a little bit more. There we go. We're good. Well, I hope you learned something. Continued exploration with the X-Pro Titan 250. Pretty simple oil change. Costs like 15 bucks. This just got an oil screen, right? No oil filter replacements. It's cheap oil, doesn't take a lot of it. So far, running costs are pretty basic, and I'm happy with the experience so far. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more X-Pro content. Hopefully we'll be getting some nicer dirt bikes to the channel, but I can't do it unless you like and subscribe. So, see you on the next one. Peace.